Hello and welcome to the unofficial Beausejour Senior Hockey League podcast. This is the COVID episode, um, episode 25 of the podcast. I'm joined by my co-host Corey.
You can call me COVID Corey today.
Man, so let's fill people in. Cheryl texted us around. So this is Wednesday. Cheryl texted around 3ish o'clock. I was at work today and I didn't feel very good. So I bailed out of work at like 12:30. I was like, this is not good. So I came home, went to bed, and just chilled for a bit. And then I got a text message at 3 o'clock from Cheryl. And it's just a picture of a COVID test with 2 lines. So I was like, fucking here we go. So immediately I come out of my bedroom and Tracy's already getting COVID tests ready to take. So we took COVID tests and we're both negative. Don't I sound negative? I sound phenomenal, I'm sure. So we're both negative. Corey, you take a COVID test late this afternoon.
Yeah, and I was positive.
I'm positive that we shouldn't have gone to Spring Hill, apparently. Maybe Spring Hill is what brought it to you. What do you think?
Maybe I regret nothing. I enjoyed my time in Spring Hill. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we got it in Bucktouche. I don't regret that either. Whatever.
Me neither. I don't regret anything.
So we have COVID. Well, I don't have COVID. Corey has COVID. Cheryl has COVID. So we'll see what happens. Should be an interesting week. We're still hoping to get to the games on Friday if we can test negative in time. But if that doesn't happen, then maybe we won't be there. That would suck. I really want to go to Shippagan.
I really wanted to go to Shippagan too. We'll see. We'll see
what happens. We'll be testing Friday morning and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
It's week 11.
Yes.
Week 11 of the season. Busy schedule this week. Huge schedule.
Oh, huge. The best one yet.
It's just some little thing called Christmas coming up, I suppose. I mean, I guess that'll take priority.
People might not know what Christmas is. You want to fill them in on that?
So, okay, we'll skip it. Google it. If you don't know, just Google it. So there's 2 games on the schedule, both on Friday night. Corey, go ahead.
Games on Friday. We got River Valley at Miramichi and LC Puckduck in Shippagan.
So our hope was to be in Shippagan for the LC Puckduck versus Shippagan game. I'd been perfectly happy with Miramichi too, to be fair.
Both games, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. So, little Battle of the River in Miramichi, always going to be a rough game. Yeah, man. You know what though? If we have COVID and we can't go, maybe we'll be able to watch Roxanne Merrill Young's stream.
There you go. Maybe we'll do that.
She's gonna have 4 more viewers. The COVID riddled BSHL podcast, folks.
To me, it was more of the going to Shippagan part. We haven't been there yet, and I really wanted to do that.
It would have been my last rink this year, so I would have been pumped to get there. But
Still got 2.
We've got time.
Oh yeah.
We'll get there regardless. We were planning to get there for a few games, and hopefully we'll be there Friday. We'll see if we're there Friday. I recommend sitting 6 feet away from all of us, just in case. Now, if we're testing positive, we won't be there. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens. So that should be a great game. LC's looking to bounce back from some losses, and I'm sure they can. Shippagan's looking to right the ship with some new coaching staff. So
before we get into the standings, what are your predictions for these 2 games?
My predictions, I am very sorry to the teams that I predict. First of all, I am sorry that I'm predicting you. I think the Miramichi Northmen are going to win. Go ahead. What's your prediction for that game?
I got Miramichi as well.
All right. Well, there you go. And I'm predicting, well, I know you're going to predict the Hawks. I'm predicting the Hawks.
I'm also predicting the Hawks.
Okay, so I'm not getting any better in the freaking head-to-head this week. That sucks. No. I think the Hawks are going to want to bounce back, and they're going to go in for it. But Shippagan's going to want the win, too, so it should be
Shippagan's going to want the win, but new coaching staff, there's a big change there. I think the Hawks are due for a big win. I think it's going to take a game or 2 for the coaching staff in Shippagan, and I think the Hawks are going to capitalize on that.
That's fair. And why do you think that River Valley's not going to? River Valley's just rolling right now. Why would they take out Miramichi?
I haven't seen River Valley win 3 straight.
That's fair. Yeah, I just think Miramichi's going to also want to win this weekend.
Yeah,
they're playing at home.
It's a rivalry game, and something just tells me Miramichi. We could be dead wrong on both.
I probably am.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's the games. What are the standings for the week?
Standings in first place, the Dalhousie Marauders, 11-2-1 record, 23 points. In second place, the Miramichi Northmen, 7-4-1 record, 15 points. The Tracadie Alpine, a 7-6 record, 14 points. The River Valley Lumberjacks, they are up 3 spots. They are 7-4, 14 points. The Elsipogtog Hawks, 5-6-1 record, 11 points. The Spring Hill Coal Miners, down 3 spots, a 5-7-1 record for 11 points. The Bucktouche JCs, 5-8 record, 10 points. And the Shippigan Marchand, 3-7-2 record for 8 points.
It really just talks about how close this league is. You lose a couple games, you go down 3 spots. You win a
Yep.
couple games, you go up 3 spots. So,
Yep.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Good hockey. Short week this week. It's almost Christmas. This is our last episode before Christmas. So, Corey, what are your Christmas plans?
Christmas plans. Well, this Sunday I got WrestleMania 6 because that's my Christmas movie.
It's so weird, man. WrestleMania 6?
I first saw WrestleMania 6 when I was a year old. It's one of my first memories of life, watching Ultimate Warrior beat Hulk Hogan. Then I didn't see that show till the year 2000 when my aunt Nicole bought me the VHS of WrestleMania 6. And it was the last Sunday before Christmas in the year 2000. And every year since that day in the year 2000, I've watched WrestleMania 6 the last Sunday before Christmas. And I haven't missed one yet.
So the last Sunday before Christmas, which happens to be Christmas Eve this year.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're heading to Tracy's on Christmas Eve, Tracy's family, which is out past Woodstock. So we'll be there on Christmas Eve and then heading back home. What do you guys do on Christmas?
Turkey dinner.
Turkey dinner at your place, or is it at another place?
Oh yeah, at my place. At my mom's place, I should say. I'll be spending the night at my mom's though.
You're in JC territory this weekend.
JC territory.
Nice.
Right.
I
just that's Christmas to me.
Okay.
Turkey dinner, the coleslaw, the everything, the stuffing and everything. That's Christmas for me.
That's cool. He's got a big smile on his face right now. So we've gone through a lot of different ways that we do Christmas. For a long time, we'd open our gifts on Christmas Eve because we were gone all day on Christmas Day. Then lately, it's kind of slowed down a little bit. So we tend to open our gifts either at 12 or 1 in the morning on Christmas Day, or just at 10 or 11 whenever we get up. I'll go over to my parents and we'll open gifts there. Tracy and I will probably open some stuff on Christmas Day and then hang out here for a while and then go to my parents for some supper. Actually, we go to my uncle's this year. So it kind of rotates around some, but normally it's at my uncle's. So this year we're going to my uncle's, which the person who actually designed the BSHL, the unofficial BSHL podcast logo, partially Tracy, but also partially my good friend and my cousin Zach, Z Robichaud on Facebook. He's a graphic artist, graphic design guy, super talented graphic design guy. Went to Nova Scotia Community College for graphic design, and he's worked for a bunch of different places, but doesn't work in the field now, but he still freelances. So if you're ever looking for some graphic design work, go hit up my cousin Zach. He's also a musician and started playing the drums this year, actually, which has been fun. He's been sending me some drum videos from him being just god awful at the drums, being pretty good. He picked it up pretty quick, but when you start drumming, man, it's like you're learning to walk or something. It's so hard. But yeah, my cousin Zach's the one that did the logo that we're looking at in the corner. And he's a really good friend of mine, one of my best friends. So looking forward to seeing him on Christmas and just, sitting around having some chats. And normally it ends up with us playing whatever random board game, which I'll tell you a story. So one year it was a tabletop curling game. So we're playing tabletop curling. And we're super competitive, right? We just get super competitive, and it ends up breaking into a 2v2 tournament and shit talk everywhere, and that was fun. So then we restarted playing some games. So a few years ago, some genius in my family, it might have been Cheryl's idea, was like, "Hey, we should play Cards Against Humanity." So it's Christmas night. Everybody's had a couple too many to drink, and we're sitting around playing Cards Against Humanity. And somebody goes, "Hey, Mimere, do you want to come play?" So I'm playing Cards Against Humanity with my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, my sister, my mom and dad, and my 87-year-old grandmother. And my 87-year-old grandmother is throwing down the most inappropriate cards in Cards Against Humanity that you've ever seen. And I still haven't recovered. It's been like 4 years. I'm telling you, that will scar a person. So, my advice to everybody listening, don't play Cards Against Humanity with your grandmother. My God. But what a
Jeez.
blessing that was for us. And what an amazing memory that we played Cards Against Humanity on Christmas night with my grandma. So,
Good stuff.
yeah, I'm really lucky. My family's super tight, so it'll be nice to see them again. And we don't always get together, so I know some of them listen to this, and thanks for listening. Thanks for the support, and thanks to everybody who listens for all your support. It's really been pretty amazing this year.
It really has.
Um, I know Corey, you and I didn't think it was going to grow to be this, but
No,
sometimes I sit and reflect on all the people that we've met this year, and it's been amazing.
you know, Monday and Tuesday, I felt the sickest,
Yeah.
and I had these fever dreams.
Oh no,
And
God,
you wouldn't believe I had fever dreams about the BSHL.
was I in the dream?
You were not, but I kept dreaming about Shippigan and Dalhousie having a game, and I'm trying to watch it on my phone.
All right.
And I don't know. I dreamt about that all night, waking up in cold sweats. Not even sure who was winning.
Whoever I picked was one losing in this dream. So,
Probably, probably.
Was there any good fights in the dream?
There was just voices saying Dalhousie versus Shippigan, and me trying to find it on my phone. That was the dream.
That's
I think that's why it was a fever dream, is I couldn't see it. I knew it was there, but I couldn't see it.
sounds like a nightmare, dude.
It was. Being sick is the worst. Yesterday on Tuesday, as we're recording this, I just was so tired, just felt like sleeping the entire day. So when Cheryl told me she had that 2020 flu, I was like, it wouldn't make sense if I'd have it too, because I was pretty tired yesterday. So
Man, this, and here's the risks we're willing to take for Paisano's Pizza, folks. Like, what an
yep,
amazing thing. Unless we got it in Bucktouche. Didn't really eat anything in Bucktouche. Oh no,
I
I
had
did.
a
I had some.
I had a couple of hamburgers.
All right. Well, yeah, I did. I had a popcorn chicken. A popcorn chicken with a side of poutine, not a popcorn chicken poutine. There is a difference, folks.
Yeah, you know what
Um,
you could have done is buy a poutine, buy the popcorn chickens, and pour the popcorn chickens over the poutine, and have a real popcorn chicken poutine.
are you still having fever dreams? What I ordered was a popcorn chicken combo, and I poutine styled the fries. So I pretty much did that.
Okay,
This guy's having a fever dream, man. You should
well you
see the
just
look in
pour it
his
on
eyes right
top.
now. I just had it on the side, and I dipped it into
There
sweet and
you go.
sour. It
There
was
you go. You
delicious.
didn't do what I thought you would do.
I mean, yeah, it's because you're from St. Louis.
We got a great restaurant there called L'Amigo.
L'Amigo in St. Louis is.
Oh,
If any of our listeners have been to L'Amigo, post in the comments. I'm curious. Tell me about L'Amigo, Corey.
that chicken rivals Dixie Lee.
Does it rival Popeyes or
Oh,
Mary
way better.
Brown's?
Way
Oh,
better. Way,
whoa,
way, way better.
whoa! It's better than Mary Brown's.
Better than Mary Brown's.
Is it because there's like Acadian seasonings in it?
I don't know what it is, but it's better.
I
It's it,
agree with you.
it's almost tied with Dixie Lee. I don't know why these two chickens are the best.
I would argue that L'Amigo is probably better than Dixie Lee because they've got a really good poutine.
Yeah, they really do have a great poutine there.
Yeah, the chicken's pretty good. I mean, it's not somewhere that I eat very often. I think I've maybe eaten there 5 or 10 times in my life, but you people from St. Louis just swear by it.
Yeah, I don't go often. With my walks now, I try to, and I haven't been on my walk for like 3 days now because I've been sick, and it's just been eating me apart. I'm hoping to start again tomorrow, but I try to stay away from fatty foods, though. It is my vice. I like eating a little too much.
You should watch WrestleMania 7 tomorrow
Oof.
and see
Eh,
a great winner at the main event.
The real main event should have been Warrior and Savage, and that was an even better match than Hulk Hogan beating the Iraqi Sergeant Slaughter, who's from North Carolina.
Corey is impossible to stump with wrestling knowledge. It's kind of fun sometimes to try, but I will fail miserably.
You got me once.
I hope it was Lance Storm trivia.
Nope, it was not. It was that what's her name? Can't remember her name. The Fever Dream again. Madison Miles Company.
Oh yeah, her
Viking show.
Yeah, that sounds so cool. So there's a maritime wrestler named Madison Miles from Halifax, Nova Scotia, and now she lives in England. And they've started this like Cirque du Soleil-esque play kind of thing, but it's based around wrestling. So the stage is actually a wrestling ring, and it's like a Viking story thing. It looks phenomenal. They spent some time at Fringe in Australia. They've been in London. Hopefully someday Canada will be great to see.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I hadn't heard it. I had not heard of it till you and Joel had talked to me about it, and you were so happy. If you want to, I don't remember which maritime wrestling it was. State of Maritime Wrestling, that is. Corey's so happy. He's like, fist bump it, Joel. Fist bump it, Corey. No fist bump for you. You don't know what it is.
It's fun when you get to stump Corey at wrestling. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah. I'm
Corey,
proud of you guys.
we've got another episode done. Thanks for being here. Have a Merry Christmas.
Same to you. Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody.
Yeah, I hope everybody stays safe over the holiday season. I know there's 2 more games, but 4 of the teams are done for the holidays. So we're looking forward to getting back out there on December 29th and checking out some more BSHL hockey. So
yep, I can't wait.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right, Corey, we're back here with a special guest. We have Matt Colson from the Springhill Coal Miners.
Guys, thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. The real number 8 for the Springhill Coal Miners.
Yeah, slight confusion with last game, but we'll get into that here in a little bit, I'm sure.
Well, the following tape from the back was a giveaway.
Yeah.
I was going to put Colson on the fight video just for fun. So this is your second year in the BSHL, Matt?
It is my second season, yeah.
And you fought some names, man. I was watching your fight with Sawyer Hanna from last year.
In my defense, I had no idea who Sawyer was leading up to that. I only found out after the fight, so I may not have jumped into that deep of water had I known. But I did. So
you held your own.
Yeah, until he decided to pick me up and throw me down. He's a big man.
Sawyer's a big dude. Yep, that's fair. But you fought some other guys. I think didn't you fight Tristan Joseph from the Hawks?
Not Tristan. No. I'm trying to think. I can pretty much remember most of them last year, and I think I only fought Sawyer from the Hawks. I thought I was going to get one with Lucky there at the end of the year, but it never happened. But yeah, no. Most of my fights, believe it or not, I think I've had 3 or 4 against Dalhousie alone for some odd reason.
Who'd you fight from Dalhousie?
So first I fought Joey Morrison. He's a great guy, big fella too. He just had a really good fight with Sawyer, actually. I watched that. I think you guys had it on there. That's probably one of the best fights this year, I think.
It's up there, man. Joey Morrison's nothing to mess with, man. He had a really good fight with Avery Brennan earlier this year too.
Yeah. He's a good guy off the ice too. Like I got a lot of respect for Joey, actually. But yeah, fought him. I fought, is it Maxime Goulet or Oulet? Yeah. Goulet, fought him in Spring Hill, and then I fought Bernard. Is it Joey Bernard?
Yeah. Talking about big guys.
Unfortunately, the first 30 seconds to that fight is missing. I don't know if anybody got it, but him and I traded some heavy blows there at first.
I'll put in a message and see if anybody's got it and see if they can send it to me.
The second half, somebody posted like the second half of it, but like we were both gassed, pretty much just tied up, and that was it. But the first part of that fight was good.
So what led to you joining the coal miners? Like, how did we get to this point?
Oh, that's a good question, because I'm old for one, and I have like no junior hockey resume. So like I don't even know. Like, I'm friends with the coach. Like, Ryan and I have been quite tight for a long time, so that probably had something to do with it. But yeah, I mean, I'm 37, so probably shouldn't have jumped in when I did. I mean, it's unfortunate that senior didn't pop up here, 5, 6, maybe even 10 years ago. It would have probably had a lot more fun. But yeah, it was just another chance to play competitive hockey. And yeah, just wanted to get my feet wet there and see how I did. And I mean, this might be my last year. I can't see me doing another year, but we'll see.
You're having fun doing it?
Yeah, I'm having a blast, actually. I mean, this year I find a little bit more, not stressful, but it's a little harder with the fight rule, right? Because, I mean, last year you had the green light any night, didn't matter. There was no suspension, obviously. But this year I find where you only get 3 before you're suspended, you kind of got to be a little bit more picky with who and when and where and why. And then, I mean, with me, kind of like where I'm at in the lineup too, if I can't fight every night, there's not always a spot for me, we'll say. Yep. So that's I don't like that rule, and that's probably my own biased reason. But I mean, there's a few other reasons too. But for me, it makes enjoying playing a little bit harder because it adds that little bit of degree of stress.
Yep. How many fights do you have this year so far?
I've only got the 2. Just like I said, Joey Bernard and who was the other one? Brandon Kenny, River Valley.
Man, that's a fight. I remember that one actually. Yeah, you and yep. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we were short-handed on the road too, and I didn't want to, but he asked me 3 or 4 times. Finally, I was like, yeah, why not? But again, you know what? He was in the dressing room before I was with a beer for me. So, I mean, like, I've had that experience pretty much with everybody that I fought in this league. Pretty much, like, they're more than happy to shoot the shit afterwards, have a beer. Like, there's no ill will.
Just part of the game. The fans love it. We're not fans of that rule just because.
I don't think anybody is, by the sounds of it.
Well, there's a couple things there's a couple rules, right? There's the fight in the last 10 minutes is a 1-game suspension, which we don't like just because we're seeing a lot more high sticks, a lot more chippy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, guys know they got a green light for the last 10 minutes. You can run around out there and do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's not a fan of that rule. I get it, but I'm not. I get if you get an instigator in the last 10 minutes, maybe. Mm-hmm. But anyway, not a fan. And the 3 right rule, I get that that's a Hockey Canada thing. It's a Hockey New Brunswick thing. And I can't get suspended or fined for anything I say. So we're just not fans. I don't, you look at the Quebec League, the senior Quebec League, Ligue Nord-Américaine de Hockey, they're kind of independent. I know there's a lot more risk with that. There's some insurance things. There's a lot, but yeah, man, it would be so good. Hopefully, this is only the second year really for the Beausejour Senior League, really getting back up with their feet under them after COVID. So we're hopefully in the next few years, we kind of see a progression towards what the fans want.
Yeah. Cause I mean, my first thought too, like aside from being a player, like it's definitely going to hurt revenue streams, I would think. I mean, Miramichi will be fine because they kind of have, they've got the perfect setup there. They're drawing over 3,000 people a night. Like, it doesn't matter what you do there. They're always going to have a great fan base. But like for places like for us, I mean, I've seen our fans kind of drop off a little bit. Now that could be for other reasons. Who knows? I don't know. But like, I think Bucktush is having a similar issue. River Valley didn't seem to have a ton of people in the stands, but I mean, it's definitely going to correlate to ticket sales, I would think.
As a fan, I don't go to hockey games to see fights. I'm going for the hockey, but the fights are a nice bonus, man. You don't go to a meal for dessert, but you get the dessert afterwards and it's delicious.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, like, as a hockey fan, yeah, you're there to see hockey, but there probably is, like a small percentage of people that go, like, if they had to make a decision, am I going to buy a ticket? Am I not? Well, so-and-so's in the lineup, there's probably going to be a fight. Yeah, you know what? I'll go. So for the majority of fans, yeah, they're going to go no matter what. But I think it's that extra, 10 or 15% that's your bread and butter, your profit, that might not be there, right? So maybe now you're breaking even instead of making money. I don't know.
I agree completely. It's not a great rule, not fun. We like to see you drop the gloves. So, here's the thing, you've got one more fight, you'll get the 1-game suspension. Can you look into the stands and make sure that we're there? I want to see another Matt Colson fight. So
I was looking, like, that's the thing. So like, I haven't fought at home this year either, which, like, I'm really not happy about it. I don't think the coaching staff is very happy about it either, but it's just been kind of luck of the draw. Like, it hasn't really happened at home. We did play Dalhousie at home, so Maxime and I chatted a little bit. I think we had one lined up. Joey got into it with Cole Wood. They got tossed, so it was just him and I left, and then we never got out again for the rest of the game. So, like, I'm kind of scratching my head here, wondering, like, our first game back is Miramichi in Miramichi. I mean, those are always tough games to get through without getting asked. But, like, do I turn everybody down there and then save one for at home? Like, I don't know. Kind of in a tough spot here. So
I think Nick Foran actually mentioned that, how he wanted to go in Bucktouche because, again, like you mentioned, their family.
I read that, yeah.
But he had to choose: do you want to have that third fight in Bucktouche, or do you want to have that third fight in Miramichi? And he made the choice to do in Miramichi against River Valley. Can't really blame the guy.
No, I don't blame him at all. But again, I think that puts an unfair decision-making process on a player like Nick, because, I mean, he's arguably, like, one of the biggest names in the league. So, like, really, should it be on him to have to pick and choose when he fights based on, obviously he owes his home fans more than on the road, but, like, I mean, he sounds like a good guy if he's willing to go on the road and put on a fight to bring in fans for another club so they can make money. I mean, what more do you want from the guy? But he can't do it because of these rules, right? It's kind of like you're handcuffing certain areas, I think.
I agree. Yeah, Nick's a phenomenal guy. We've had him on here and we've had a chat, and he kind of agrees. He's not a fan of the rule. He was very vocal about not being a fan of the rule, which, was fun to read. But we're hoping to see a change next year. I'd like to see it reset for the playoffs at the very least.
Yeah. So do we know what the rule is? There?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we don't. I've asked a few times. Like, if it resets for the playoffs, I think that's definitely a bonus. If it carries into the playoffs, man, that's going to make for some tough choices, really. Like,
yeah, I mean, the playoff fights tend not to be scripted fights. Like, those are heat of the moment.
Yeah,
there was a chippy play. Matt Colson's jumping on the ice to hand somebody's butt. Here's what we got to discuss. Why is Bobby so selfish and taking all the home fights? That's the real issue here.
I was talking to him about that the other day. I said, why do you get to fight at home all the time and I don't? It's I don't know, luck of the draw, I guess.
That C. He's got that C on his jersey.
Well, I mean, Bobby's a big name too, right? Like, if you're a guy on another team, if you are, I don't know what you want to call it, trophy hunting or whatever, like, if you're going to fight anybody, I mean, if you got your choice between Bobby and myself, like I said, I don't have a resume. I don't have, the name that Bobby has. Like, if it was me, I'd fight Bobby before I fought me too, just for the clout, right?
I mean, I get that, but all right. So we want to see you and Bobby fight. Then that's perfect. Everybody wins.
That one. That might be a little bit out of my weight class, but
yeah, Bobby's quite the fighter, man. He's
a
great.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, we love that side of the game. It's really a pleasure to talk to you about it because it's become a really heated conversation with the fans this year. So
yeah, I mean, hopefully from what I've read and discussed, like, there's definitely some ways to get around it. Like you mentioned, going independent. I think it has to do with mostly insurance and how the referees are subbed out.
Yeah.
So I think there is a workaround for it, and I can't see how that somebody's not going to step in and be like, "Okay, this is not working. Like, let's figure this out."
100%. I think that's the benefit of everybody, fans, players, the league, revenue, everything. Us as a podcast, us as a Facebook page. We love the fights. We want to post the fights. So, let's get away from the fights for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Let's talk about the coal miners. You guys have built a hell of a team this year.
We have a very deep lineup. Yes, we do.
You guys lost a couple games last weekend. I don't even think that's even a worry at this point. You guys have a team that could make a really solid playoff push. Yeah,
actually, we just, as a team, we actually had this conversation last week. Like, there's been a little bit of turbulence, obviously, like, new ownership, some changes. And this time of year too, like if you look at our lineups, the game on the road, I think we lost 6-2 to Trackety. I think we had like 11 skaters.
Yeah, you had the bare minimum skaters, or you would have had to forfeit the game.
Exactly, yeah. And then so Saturday night, again, we're missing Michael Clark. We're missing Wenzel. McNeil wasn't there. Like, there's a couple big names that were out of that lineup, right?
Matt Colson wasn't it there?
Pardon me, sorry?
Matt Colson wasn't in the lineup?
So I'm out, actually. I've got stitches in my hand right now, so I'm out probably they told me about 2 to 3 weeks, so I should be back for the first week of January. But I would have liked to play Saturday if I could have, but it just wasn't going to happen.
That's fair. Corey, you got anything?
He's pretty much answered everything I was going to ask right now.
It's the problem with having a good conversation. Yeah, we were talking with obviously we talked to Connor a lot. Connor's a great guy.
Yeah, Connor's
we love hearing how the coal miners are kind of coming together and the talent, and hopefully the fans get back out there. It's that time of year, man. People aren't spending money on hockey. It's Christmas.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's a hard time of year to like our last home game. Like, definitely, we noticed a decrease in fans, but I think like our new ownership too. I think you're going to see a drastic difference in the second half of this season and playoffs. But again, next year, just in the marketing side of things, like the owners that we had before were great, but they weren't like hockey guys.
Yep.
Not in a bad way. Like, they just. I don't know if they played much hockey, or I don't even know if they know like how like a hockey organization actually works. But like, so with our new owners, Parker, who you guys have already chatted to, I listened to that. Yeah. He's really going to focus on, doing a better job of marketing, advertising, involving the community. Like, that's the stuff that puts people in the stands, right? So win, lose, or draw, we should have a really strong fan base. We do already, but I think he really wants to build on that. So that's definitely something I think we're going to benefit from with him as ownership, for sure.
100%. Parker's a very smart guy, great hockey player. So I think he's going to promote this properly. Nothing against the old ownership. We've actually interviewed David Boyce for another podcast that we do about wrestling.
Yeah, Dave's a good fella.
Dave's a great guy. Just again, they're not hockey minds. They're not. No. That's not their focus.
Yeah, exactly.
The fan base though is incredible there. I was there with Cheryl, the camera girl, on Saturday, and you see the same faces every time. You got.
Spring Hill's a great town. Like, some people kind of ask, why isn't it in Amherst? Why isn't Amherst? Well, Spring Hill, like you've got some deep hockey roots in Spring Hill, and they're going to come out. Like I said, we do have a good team and a deep roster, and I mean our fans are great because even with a little bit of turbulence that we've had, we lost some games by some bigger margins at home. They still keep coming back, and they still love us. So I mean, that's definitely a plus.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal rink too. That's a beautiful rink in Spring Hill. Paisanos is killer. We're huge Paisanos guys. You know that?
Oh my God. I used to live in Spring Hill, man. I eat Paisanos 2 or 3 times a week.
Where are you living now?
Just outside Amherst in a little place called Hastings.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you're close by. You're close by.
Oh yeah. 15, 20 minutes. I can be to the rink in Spring Hill. It's no big deal.
Right on. You popped in here. It's Wednesday night, a little bit later. You coach a team, don't you?
I coach my son's U9. I'm assistant coach for the U9 Ramblers.
The U9 Ramblers. How are they making out this year?
Well, they just started playing games because the way minor hockey has it scheduled, they don't play games until December.
Yep.
They're not allowed to keep score, which we do anyway. But yeah, no, they're having a blast. They're we got a really good group of kids, really good group of parents. Actually, like it's pretty much better than what I expected to be.
That's awesome. What position's your kid playing?
Well, tonight actually there was no goalie at practice, so he volunteered to play goalie for the first time ever. He's usually a forward, but now he seems quite smitten on the idea of being a goaltender, which I don't know how I'm going to get that out of his system, but I'm going to try.
Well, perfect. We're looking forward to seeing little Colson in net someday for maybe the Ramblers or somebody.
You never know, man. You never know.
Dream big. Matt, we're looking forward to this season. We're going to have some fun, get back to Spring Hill a few more times, and maybe we'll get you back on, have another chat.
Yeah, perfect. Hopefully I can get one in at home for you if you guys are in the crowd next home game.
All right, we'll be around. We're always around. We'll definitely be in Miramichi too. Can't wait for that game. So
yeah, it should be a good one.
Thanks for being here, Matt. And we'll talk
thanks
soon.
For having me on, and thanks again for doing the site that you guys do. Like, you guys do a lot of great stuff for the league, a lot of free publicity, and yeah, it's definitely a bonus.
Yeah, man, it's gone really well. We're very proud of it, and we're very thankful for everybody, guys like you, popping on, giving us a little bit of your time. It really adds a lot. So,
great. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, brother. You too.
All right, man. Cheers.